Hello. So tonight we're gonna make a chocolate truffle pie because it's my dad's favorite, and we're going over there tomorrow night. And so we put it in a walnut graham cracker crust, and so we're gonna go ahead and make that. So the ingredients to that are, well, we start off with walnuts that are coarsely chopped, and then we're going to chop them up into fine in the food processor. And then 2 tablespoons of flour and 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, and I just mixed it up in here to get it kind of going. And then a 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon, and a big pinch of salt. And then we're going to put the walnuts in here and all this stuff. This pie was so loved that we ended up making one Christmas. Like, people loved it and wanted us to make it for so long pulses till they're really fine. I'd say that's fine enough.
We have an observer.
Hi, she smells butter. And we're preheating the oven to 350. And
Looks like that's ready to go.
yeah, kind of premature on that. And then we're going to do 9 sheets of graham crackers. These ones look pretty good, but I think those ones in there that
One whole package, huh?
yeah, they come in like 1 pack is 9. So this is 1 cup of graham crackers for this recipe, because when you have like walnuts in there, it's 1 cup. So just do these till they're okay. That's gonna be good. So it's all ground. And then just look for any in there that are just like too big. Like, I just pulled this one out. It's just a little too big. We'll just eat it. Want that?
That's too big.
Yeah. Because it'll affect the weight. And then we'll mix all this together. And we melted and cooled. For us, at altitude, it's 5.5 tablespoons of butter. But for down at sea level, it's 5 tablespoons of butter. And you can absolutely do this in the food processor and mix it. But personally, I just think it's so much easier to do it in a bowl rather than clean the food processor with all the butter on it.
Yeah, that would kind of make a bit of a mess in the processor.
Yeah, so we stopped doing that like about the first time we got butter all in the food processor. We started doing it this way. So, and then it's really important to like mix all this, like really coat the crumbs good, because it affects the way that it
Cleanup
bakes.
crew's coming.
Hi. She says, I think somebody forgot about me. Did you let her lick the wrapper?
Yes,
Oh, good.
she likes licking the butter wrapper.
So these are gonna be super coated. Super good.
Just mix it up with a fork.
Yeah, well, I like to, well, or your hands. Like, I always get you in there with your hands. But not tonight, because you'll have to, you're filming.
Yeah, my hands are a little bit
Occupied.
full right now.
I'm getting a workout here. Is that crazy?
And so you're just doing this until it's all well mixed and the butter's coated the crumbs pretty well?
Yeah.
Is that what you're looking for?
Mm-hmm. Super well.
A certain amount of stickiness, like testing it. Should it kind of clump together a little bit if you squeeze it?
No.
How can you tell when it's ready?
Well, you just want like that good amount of butter that you can see that is like well buttered. It's well buttered and it sticks together.
Yeah, you're kind of squeezing a piece of it and seeing if it's...
Yeah, if it's gonna stay together, like
bond.
when it... I mean, it looks good. Like, yeah, you're right. It like when it sticks together but I don't like it when it's like really buttery, greasy, like the crust. Like it's just that perfect amount that's gonna stay together. And you can absolutely, like, of course, press this in with your hands and just do it easily with your hands, or the back of a measuring cup works really well. But this is my favorite. I use this for all of my pie crusts, or my graham cracker crusts, or my cookie crusts. It's a tart temper, and so I just kind of go along the bottom and get it as even as possible, and try and get the crumbs as even as possible along the sides. And this crust recipe is good for a 9 or a 9.5. And I just always like to have enough crust in my recipes. And if that means like having a thick crust, I think it's better to have. So I use the bottom, this big part, and then the sides, I use the
smaller
side, and I put my finger up here to like use it as a guide.
That's the same tool I use to muddle my drinks too.
You stole it, and that's why it's red.
I get a lot of good use out of that tool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's from muddling the cherries.
So I try and get it as even as possible. So every bite, like when you get a piece of pie and it has like that big, huge, like bite on the where it bends at the angle. I spend way too much time doing this, but it's therapeutic for me, so I'll try not to spend as much time on this. So
yeah, you're saying getting that corner right where it goes up the side.
Sometimes
getting that so that's a consistent thickness across the bottom of the crust.
Yeah. And then I'll take this offset spatula and kind of dump it where I know I spend too much time doing this, but I like
for the recipe that you're making, which is this is gonna end up being used for which pie?
It's the chocolate truffle pie.
Yeah, but you can use this crust for other pies.
Tons of other pies.
And then so for this chocolate truffle one, how tall are you trying to make the crust?
That's a good question, because this pie, it's gonna have a layer of truffle, and then it's gonna have another layer of a different kind of chocolate, and so it's gonna have 2 layers of chocolate, and then it's gonna have whipped cream on top. And so we usually make this pie in our regular tiny Pyrex one, so we're gonna make this a little bit lower.
Well, not tiny, but it's more of just your standard pie.
Well, it's that small, short Pyrex. So I might be going a little too high right now. So I want to bring it down a little bit.
What are you shooting for, about a little over an inch height?
Probably an inch.
An inch, okay.
Yeah. So this bottom is going to be a little bit thick. And you want this firm in there.
You don't want to press too hard, right? You want enough to where it's...
Yeah. Sometimes I press too hard, and then it's when I can't stand that noise when somebody's eating one of our pies, and it goes can you make that noise? I don't know if I can make that noise.
I don't know what you're talking about.
When they hit the fork and it
so you're saying if it's too hard, they really have to push the fork hard through it in order to break the crust. You want it, and that's a function of how much you press on the bottom right now.
Well,
is an effect.
I feel like I shouldn't press it super hard.
So it's not too dense.
Yeah, just firm.
So you want somebody to be able to fork the pie very easily for each bite.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna eat that. That looks really good.
Ooh, it's got butter on it.
Yeah, it looks really tasty. It looks like a walnut. And okay, so I'm gonna stop doing this. But before we go, this is my dad's favorite pie in the whole world. What's your favorite pie that we make? Oh, I know your favorite pie.
Yeah, the one with the cherry and the chocolate.
It's raspberry.
Or raspberry
and cream cheese.
Yes. What is that one called?
Gosh, what do we call that? I don't remember. But it has.
Is that a graham cracker crust or?
It's a cookie crust, and we've made it in graham cracker.
Yeah, it's a cookie crust with a layer of chocolate.
Oh, it's beautiful. Yeah. It's on our blog. I think I put it as your favorite pie.
Yeah.
Mine's rhubarb, and mine is also. I don't know. Mine is making pie.
And that is not done in a graham cracker crust.
Oh, I thought you were saying that we weren't done in here. I thought you were saying I could go around a couple more times. No? Okay.
No, I was just saying.
Here, there's a piece for you too.
Oh, we each get one.
Okay, Rainey's gonna be like, "Where's
Perfect.
my piece?"
All right,
okay,
and then now you're going into the oven, and how long are you baking it?
Nope. First, we have to go into the refrigerator.
Oh.
So we're gonna keep it in the refrigerator for 5 to 10 minutes, and then we're gonna.
And that is for what reason?
It helps it like get cold so that it keeps its form nice and better.
Nice and better.
Yep. Just keeps it nice, like just 5 minutes. 5 minutes is good. I usually do 10, but 5 minutes is good. Then we're gonna put it in the oven. We're gonna bake it for 7 minutes.
Okay, so 5 minutes in the fridge, 7 minutes in the oven, and then you cool it before you fill it.
Yep.
Correct?
Yep.
All right.
Thank
Well,
you.